Awesome. 3, 2, 1. Intro time.
Intro time.
Yeah.
We gotta find somebody that can do one of these. Nobody's here is good at this intro. Except that one guy who, he's like late to the party, but he's always like, "It's Monday night," which can only mean one thing, ladies and gentlemen, the Digital Nerds of Dice Monday Night RPG Talk Show live from the bowels of the deepest, darkest, filthiest fucking corners of the internet into your homes and cellular devices. Probably cellular devices. Thank the Lord.
Google is tracking you as you watch this. They know that you are as well a degenerate.
Yes, so make sure to tell your NSA agent to go fuck himself like I do on a daily basis. Trust me, you'll never get your dog shot. It's okay. Anyway, tonight we got Joe.
I live in Cincinnati, so that is not a good promise. They will totally shoot your dog here. Sorry. Hi,
Well, I
everybody.
live in Texas. Cops don't even run into a school when it's getting shot up here, so shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah, I
that was
said
some
it.
shit.
I said it.
Yeah.
I ain't
No,
scared like
it's.
NWA said.
I
Fuck
mean,
the
I,
police. I ain't scared.
I mean, all I'm saying is we got all that shit on tape. So.
What? You need my help? Okay, I'll be right back. I am needed in an emergency real quick. I'll be right back. Jen, I guess you have to take over.
All right. So to finish up the introductions, I'm Jen, and the little dipshit that was finishing the internet's favorite dipshit that was working on the intro is Noah, and this is
Yeah.
the Degenerates of Dice Monday night RPG talk show.
Yep. And so today we have a couple topics. So the first one we're talking about is like Baldur.s Gate as a possible VTT virtual tabletop for D&D, and what that means for Wizards with their D&D Beyond and all that. Following up with you guys, both of you have been playing a lot of Baldur.s Gate and hearing what you're doing about that, and then we're gonna talk about
Yeah.
like how to make cool background stories for your characters, or to not make background story at all, because that's also fun. So those are kind of the two things we're thinking about talking about. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. Very interactive. Also, we need emails. Degenerates. I think it's in the description here. Sorry, I am blanking. But essentially, it's just degenerates with dice at proton.me. Please send us emails asking us questions. We're desperate for pretty
I'm
please.
back.
What's up, Knight? Yeah, Brian, I'm not going to Game Hall Con this year. Probably going to any cons this year, unfortunately. My agoraphobia, I have like light agoraphobia, so it's hard for me to get out the cons. So I'm gonna try, but it's gonna be hard. Let's see, what was I gonna say? And Noah. So,
Yes.
did you want to do your intro?
Oh, well, yeah, of
I
course.
I finished introducing you as the internet's favorite dipshit, Noah.
You finished? You got me good? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Apologize. I had to go rescue a 13-year-old girl from a June bug.
Uh, a Judy bug? Wow, that's serious.
Yeah, yeah, I was like, what? I thought like, somebody fell and hurt
She just
themselves or
lost
something.
all her street cred that you gave her earlier.
She was like, "There's a bug." I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
Is it like this fucking big?
It was like this big, like fingernail. It was just.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well,
Jesus
Texas,
Christ.
that's par for the course.
Dude,
Texas
you
is
should see
like
the
the America's
mosquitoes.
version of Australia.
Yeah.
We got mosquitoes bigger than my hand out here, bro. I'm not even fucking playing. You gotta have a 12 gauge to kill them son bitches.
They call them blood bugs in Fallout.
They make them look
Yeah,
small.
yeah. I just mosquito treated my backyard because dear God, are they everywhere? My neighbor's yard looks like a jungle, and I'm not sure if I should report them to the city or not because I really don't like reporting anybody to any sort of authority figure if I don't have to. But dear God, man, it's horrible. Like it's just so bad. There's so many mosquitoes. But we'll figure it out. Hopefully the treatments work, so I don't have to report them. But apparently, it's the house is for sale, or the lady wants to turn it into an Airbnb. Does that? I'm totally fucking reporting her. I don't want Airbnb in my yard, in my next to me anyway. You know what I mean?
Not in my backyard.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's just like, oh god. So hopefully they fix it.
I
I
know.
don't know what else, but
That sounds pretty gatekeepy, Joe. I'm not gonna lie.
it is gatekeeping. You should see our neighborhood. It used to be cool. Like, okay, so to kind of put it in perspective, a house on the other, like right behind me, sold for $411,000. It doesn't even have off-street parking. It barely has lawn. We live in a hip neighborhood, so now it's just like, everyone wants to live here. Like that. I mean, these houses are like $80,000 max. Sorry, I shouldn't be ranting, but
I cannot wait for the housing market to collapse,
Be
and I
quiet.
pray to God it does, because I'm going to become the state's slummiest slumlord. I
oh
can't
yeah,
wait.
I'm gonna be
When
terrible.
I'm buying
I'm gonna be
houses
terrible.
and properties for fucking Cracker Jack boxes like it's 2009, I can't
Yeah.
fucking wait, son.
Is that
I
a
can't
better sound
wait.
level?
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's fine.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, but backstage and Twitch are different. Yeah, yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I'm like all of us millennials have been sitting here waiting for this to happen, and it's finally, hopefully, getting there. Because, like my house that I live in used to be like $40,000, and now it's worth $80,000, and it is an absolute piece of
dude.
garbage.
You want to know what?
But
Yeah, I will give you one that is what, like, not to like be the guy that one ups you, but it blew my mind when I found the information. So I'm gonna share it with you. Okay. So everybody knows Noah lives in his little fucking redneck trailer paradise, right? I'm out here living the double wide dream, and I ain't fucking scared
yeah,
of it, right? Because it's paid
yeah,
for, right? Bought this house for $55,000, brand new, cash money. Put it out on the fucking property. Okay. My house has gone down in value every fucking year since it's been out here. But that's fine because it's a fucking mobile home, and all I give shit
yeah,
about is the grass that it sits on, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
As long as my property stays good, we good to
yeah,
go.
yeah,
We got a letter
yeah.
in the fucking mail the other day from the fucking tax appraisal district, and they say that my house, not my property, my house. You see this little fucking this shitty wall right here? You see that? That
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
wall right there. They said it's worth 98,000 fucking dollars. I went, oh, my
Jesus
mobile home that
Christ.
I've had for 10 years is now worth twice what I fucking
Jesus
paid for
Christ.
it. I don't fucking think so, hot.
I mean, good
This
luck
bitch ain't
selling
got
it. You know
crown
what
molding in a single fucking room there, Chief. Okay, it all fell apart because they put the bitch together in the dark.
I mean? Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
hey,
that's definitely a kind of house where you can't breathe too loud in one room. You'll hear
yeah,
it clear across the
yeah,
house.
that's
yeah.
what my wife actually just texted me. Was like, hey, just one octave. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yes,
That's
ma'am
why
is
I
the
was like,
correct
we're scared.
response.
We were thinking about building a new house out here, like just
Yeah,
giving this to one of the kids and then building out on the back 5 acres that we've got out towards the creek. Then start putting two to two together. I was like, some bitch, a house on a foundation. That's gonna fucking bite me in the ass.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's gonna put me in a whole new tax bracket I don't want to be in.
And there goes your gaming funds too. So
Yeah.
all your little Magic the Gathering,
Oh
that's
no,
where all
ma'am.
that'll go.
No, ma'am. No, 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 no.
The foundation
No, see,
comes out of his wife's check.
because yeah, the way that works is it works like this. Okay, how much do we need to pay the bills? Oh, the job was this much. That means I got enough money left over for this many cards right here.
That is literally how I operate with game books. It's just like, oh, okay, this is my budget for gaming books this month. And you guys
Listen,
see how many gaming books I buy. It's a lot.
as a kid who has his parents have been at the top of the mountain and also been at the lowest point to where we lived in a motel for 3 months. Okay, when
Yeah.
the market crashed, like, listen, motherfucker, I don't keep money in my pocket very long. I'm when I die, it's not coming with me. So
Yeah,
might as well
yeah.
have fun with it while I can.
Like, yeah, that is my view on it is all the stuff I don't want, I'm just going to sell it when my nieces go to college and then give them a nice little boost there. I figured
And
that would
plus,
be my contribution to the family.
if I become homeless and have to live in a cardboard box, as long as it's summertime, I can cut pieces
Yeah,
out of the side of it and make proxies for magic and then
yeah,
start
yeah,
hustling
exactly.
homeless
Yeah,
folks.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
fine. It's fine.
yeah.
Noah will find a tree to hollow out because he'll know just the right way to
Did you?
hollow it out so he can have it.
Listen, to quote the late, or not the late, but the great warrior poet Jay-Z. I'm a hustler, baby. I almost fucked that
So
up,
I guess we
but I
should
didn't.
probably talk about gaming, even though adult things are fun too. But
Oh,
so
gaming.
Baldur's Gate 3, yeah, Baldur's Gate
Yes.
3, VTT.
Are we doing wins by any
Oh yeah,
chance?
that's right. You have
Like
yeah.
I
8
have a
wins.
win. I have a win. Okay.
Okay, let's
You have
do
8
Jen
wins from
first.
last week.
Yeah, let's do Jen first because you said you had
Yeah.
a bunch of wins. So let's do.
Well,
Jen's
it's
first.
technically one win, but it's like, the entire session was a win.
My gaming win for this week is in Baldur.s Gate. I hit Act 2.
Let's
Awesome.
fucking go.
I was
My
watching
gaming
your
win.
stream while I was walking. Sorry, I was watching your stream, Noah, while I was waiting for the for ours to start up. I was waiting for the invite, and
Mhm.
so I was like, "Oh," I said, "I wonder what room he's in," and I really want that helmet. And I was looking, I was like, "Oh, the spinny disc. Got you. I know where that's at."
So I'm actually gonna start streaming a lot more Baldur's Gate now because I was really worried about spoilers for the first
Yeah.
week, and then out of the 4 friends that I have that are really playing Baldur's Gate like I am, I realized, oh shit, we're playing this like completely different ways, and
Yeah.
they're seeing things that I don't know if I'll be able to recreate even if I tried because of the way that the
Yeah.
story worked out and their dialogue choices. So it's like, you know what?
Just play.
Fuck it. We're just gonna play. We're gonna play it on stream. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna do dumb shit. I'm gonna start building absolute fucking joke tier characters. Right? Like I plan to at one point build a 0 charisma bard with max strength and constitution.
So a Glenn Danzig sort of character there, just
Exactly.
or like a Henry Rollins, just walking
Yeah,
around
but
punching
just
people.
max strength and constitution and only proficient in like scimitars and daggers.
Yeah. That
You
kind of
know.
like the guy from Cannibal Corpse who doesn't have a neck. He's just like a giant tree stalk. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if you've seen him, where his neck is like this wide, just like he's just like a beast. But like he's technically in a band. If somebody knows the name of him, he put in the chat. I can't remember his name, but yeah, just like Swole Bard.
Leave George out of this.
So
I'm gonna mute real quick while I share this stream from my phone.
oh,
to
there it
everybody
is.
at home.
Yep.
Okay.
See, yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, yeah. That's
Thanks,
who it was.
Brian.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. What was I gonna say? My gaming win
Your
is that
gaming win.
our ADAD group didn't die. We had a really horrible fight with a bunch of life draining attacks. I think 3 of our characters lost multiple levels, but they ended up getting some of them back before they got back. But they still lost levels because in AD&D, every time you take a life drain attack, they literally take a level away from you. So if
Oh,
you're level
wow.
4, you drop down to level 3, and so it was pretty rough. But we were able to save some of them, and we got out alive. So that's a good thing.
That
Um,
is.
Yeah. We didn't
Does
finish our
your
mission though.
Are you the DM on that one?
No, I'm a player. I will never
No.
DM AD&D. Like, I'm sorry, but like that is not in my wheelhouse. Because for me, it's old school essentials. If I'm going to run an old school game, like it does everything I need it to do. AD&D is so like old compared to the new systems now. It's just so janky.
Oh.
I'm frantically scrolling up in our group chat for a
My
certain something that I posted. Now I forgot what the fuck it was.
my oldest son, when he runs his D&D campaigns, he always tells me, "Okay, Mom, it's time for me to go torture my players and figure out how to kill them all." I'm like, okay. I said, "You shouldn't want to do that every time."
He should run old school because it's okay if the characters die. If he runs like basic expert, like it's okay if the characters die.
I'm not sure what system he runs. I just know it's a lot of homebrew. That's all I know.
It just depends on the game. Like Neon Lords, I don't care. Like when I run Neon Lords, I do not give a shit if the characters die or not. Like it's just like whatever happens, happens.
Then yes, I can do another one.
Yeah.
Joe, remind me later. Tell Dory.
Tell Dory. Okay.
Okay.
Eldori, I'll remember that.
All right.
I'll try to. Oh wait, we have ADHD. Let me just type it in the chat, in the actual chat, so that I'll see it. Like the actual stream chat. All right, so your gaming win.
Yeah. All right, Noah, your big gaming win.
My big gaming win. Okay. So let's see who's in the chat right now.
Kristen,
Okay.
not
All
in
right.
chat.
All right.
She'll
Good.
get pissed. She'll get
Good.
pissed.
I'm glad. This will be the second time in a week that I've just absolutely wrecked.
All right, I did post a note. I'm sticking it
Derailed.
here so I don't
I
forget
put it in the
to.
chat. I did put it in the chat.
Okay.
So so we were doing 7th Sea this week, and having the funsiest of times, and let's just say that completely by accident,
Accident.
it was. I meant for it to go one way, but the dice just so happened to set it off another way, right? So do you ever have one of those moments where you fail, but in the long run, it might as well been a critical success? You know what I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about?
that's like half
Yeah.
of D&D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Failing
Failing with
forward
style,
is yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I failed into a series of events which basically left our dear Kristen um and probably half the table like this with their head in their hand for the entirety of the session, because even when I realized, I was like, oh, this is going to get out of control so fucking fast and furious, because obviously we're with family. That was a
Yeah.
goddamn Vin Diesel joke, and I want my fucking credit. Um, Even though this is going to get out of control, I'm going to try to right the ship, right? That's on brand
Yeah.
because 7th
Yeah.
Sea. I'm going to try to right the ship. And then every time I try to right the ship,
Did you
I,
overcorrect?
I would overcorrect, but then at the same time, everybody at the table was kind of helping me in the direction of Chaos Goblin for Chaos Goblin reasons and feeding it to where it just wound up being the most beautifully irreverent, foul, fucking obscene shit show that anybody on the face of the planet has ever seen. And due to Twitch laws and rules, I'm not going to go into any kind of fucking detail whatsoever. I'll do that off air for y'all. But yeah. Um yeah, it
How many
was
times did Kristen say, "What the fuck, Noah"?
the entire night. No, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And like and Kristen has always said, like, we have our fucking post game phone call
Yeah.
text stream, right? And because
Yeah.
I had to go pick up Rain from youth group that night, and so I was, as soon as I got in my truck, I was like, boom. I had the phone, and she was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like,
There's a list. There's a list.
but I will say that one of the coolest fucking things though is so at one point, like, without getting too deep into the weeds on 7th Sea rules, I had wound up taking two I'm gonna fuck this up, so I hope Matt's not watching, it doesn't see this. I believe it's two
Yeah. We'll correct you if
ma-
he is watching.
two major wounds, which every time you take a major wound, it gives a debuff. So like the GM is allowed to roll 2 extra dice for the second one, and then I take like a -1 for the first one. So here I am, like, on the cusp of fucking death, like, and I have no clue. Like, my character is being attacked by somebody who we don't even fucking know the identity of, because we spent literally 2 hours fucking in the same fucking spot. We did not progress the story at all. At all. Like, period. Like, we have had Fallout sessions where we don't get very far, but we progress the story. You know what I mean? That didn't happen. It was just fucking chaos dice rolls left and fucking right. So at one point, I am at a 4 dice disadvantage, and I am having to do contested dice rolls with a 4 disadvantage. Okay. So I'm rolling 4 dice and picking the lowest fucking number, right? And the captain of our ship is trying to save my ass, right? And so it's like, okay, well, do you have like proficiency in your weapon? And well, kind of like I think she had 2 or something like that in firearms or whatever. So she had to roll against me because I was pinned on the ground being assaulted by something. Um, and it's dark. There's no light. She's using her offhand and also trying to render first aid to somebody that we're not supposed to let die that wound up dying because of all this, right? And so she's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna need you to make 4 successes." And just to make it fair, like Noah, just roll 1 dice, and that's the number that she has to beat. And so I'm like, okay. So I get my D20 and I'm going, nat 1, baby, nat 1, nat 1, nat 1. And I fucking rolled it and my jaw hit the table. And she's like, what? And it was one of those moments where like we don't do this ever, but I grabbed my webcam and like pulled it off my monitor and like all the way down. And they're and you just see the look on Kristen's face go, there's no
It
fucking
must have
way.
been a 20.
There's no way. It was a 1.
Oh.
That's exactly
And
what he needed.
all
Yeah.
it was exactly what I needed. It was like I she needs to beat my number to save my ass. And she needs to do it 4 times, right? So if I roll like anything higher than a 1, my chances are not fucking good, right? Because
Yeah.
nobody has hero points to help her out. Nobody has anything to give her any kind of advantage. This is strictly just me versus her, my 1 dice versus her 4. And I hit that natural 1. She hit I think by the time she called her 3rd one out, Kristen was like, whatever, it fucking goes. And I was like, yes. So yeah, it was
The
just, it
dice
was,
gods have spoken.
but it was one of those things where it was a, what I like to call a bard in his most natural fucking element
Would that
situation.
be naked on top of a dragon?
I was not naked. The the quote unquote barbarian in the group has been naked for like 4 months. Not explained, but he's been naked and he was there doing other things. But yeah, like it was it was one of those things where because of me rolling so just absolute shit, and I mean all night. Like the only good roll I had was the one that shouldn't be a good roll but worked in my favor. You know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
was like it was total bard being like, of course I'm beautiful and you're turned on and you're fucking in love with me. Why wouldn't you be? Let me serenade you. Oh, a 2? Oh, you rolled a 19. Well, fuck it. Bard gonna bard, so we gonna bard, right? And just the constant like shit rolls, but in character making it fucking work was just there was some there was some top notch grade A fucking debauchery in that game that just worked. And like I said, like, because when I messaged our group,
Yeah.
we were 10 minutes into the game. No bullshit. And I mean, Kristen's already like, like, she shut the game down 30 minutes early. She's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So we're just going to
Yeah,
bullshit for a little
I've
bit.
been there.
Because
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know what to do. And I'm like, I did what she asked me to do. I went into feral goblin mode. Don't be mad at me.
Just
But it
gonna
was
tell her
also
have
cool.
to hashtag Bard Gang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bard Gang, Best Gang. But like everybody collectively got to just absolutely. It was a night of utter fucking failure, but in the best way, and it was so fucking great because
Oh, it's
like
like a
there,
beautiful disaster, I think is that's what it's called.
yeah, because we had
Yeah, yeah.
we had
Happy
one player at the
accident
table who
as
was totally like on point, has been their characters since at least since I've got there and has maintained that fucking character to a T. And then all of a sudden we have other people who have also been maintaining their character since I've been there that are now stepping outside the bounds of normal play, if I can put it like that, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
oh wait,
Have you corrupted the other players?
I
That's
wouldn't
how
say
games
corrupted,
work.
but I say all
That's how
that to
games
get to
work.
this. To get to this, when asked by our GM why the captain of the ship is going to abandon this dead man that they are not supposed to let die, right? The words out of our captain's mouth were, well, I'm not going to let this bitch just murk my dumbass friend over here in the corner. And I went, oh, my captain loves me. Finally, after all these months, I have value.
Saturday's got a friend.
Saturday has friends. It's like the first and only time I heard my dad say he's proud of me.
That's fun. Probably wise.
But yeah, it was an incredible fucking session. Like, okay, so you remember the fucking vertibird?
Yeah.
The
How
nosedive
can we
vertibird and
forget?
flipping it around to pick up
Right.
people.
So it was like,
could we
okay,
forget
so
that?
think like, okay, so Maddie has her section, right? And it's all about Maddie that session, and everything's fucking great.
Yeah.
And the very next session, we go to utter fucking chaos. And then we fucking land, and everybody is now completely in the chaos. It's not just me being chaotic for
Yeah.
chaotic sake. It's just, but everybody's like, fuck it, I'm in for the ride. Let's do it. You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna go grab my
Let's-
notebook real quick.
let's do some dumb shit. But everybody was in on the dumb shit, and it was just
Hey,
so
yeah.
fucking fun.
I mean,
was
here's
just-
how it
yeah.
goes. Like, here's how it goes. It's like you have to be in on the dumb shit because you can't do that in real life. You can't invert a helicopter in real life and chop
Right.
people's heads off. You can only do that in a game until you do.
Right.
It's like, I mean, like if you just play a normal person or like, you know, a stereotypical character, it kind of kills. Like, I mean, like it kills the possibilities. Like, this is the
Yeah,
only
we just
time
call
you can-
that video game physics.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
but
it's
like-
the only time you can do it.
Okay, so I will put it to you this way. I will drop one quote from Kristen. Are you trying to seduce my weekly big bad right now? And I was like, to which I said, well, technically I rolled a nat 20 on this one, so I'm not trying to. I am.
Going to. Yeah, going to.
Like, and I'm not seducing her. She has punched me in the chest, told me she might be in love with me, and has bled on my face, which has Saturday
Yeah.
in a fucking goth muscle mommy uproar over himself. Hey, fuck it. So yeah, it was
Sorry,
absolutely fucking dumb, but it was one of the funnest fucking
I'm gonna clip that.
nonsense sessions I've ever seen. Oh, please do. Here, clip this one too.
That session with the vertibird was
Oh, you're low
from
now.
February 22nd.
Mm.
So it's been that long since we were fucking with the vertibird.
But yeah, but that is my gaming win is setting Kristen into a GM panic for 1 hour and 47 minutes straight.
That's like the most fun for me is if when you're in geopanic mode. Though I don't know, I'm not sure about for you, Noah, but like when it's like your characters just start doing like off the wall shit, and it's like okay, now the ADHD brain has to like zone in. This is gonna be fun. And like, how can I make this even worse than it already is?
And I think
And
we can
just-
all agree that I pretty much thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
So like when my players have decided that at level 2 they can make fucking improvised nuclear weapons between two
Yeah.
dragons' breath weapons, and you're like, I mean, technically according to the rules, yeah, they can, but like, how the fuck am I gonna make this work? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of when I'm at my best.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
all right, motherfucker, you want to play? You want to fuck around? Let's find out.
yeah. And the find out is always a double-edged sword because why wouldn't it be? It's like, yeah, you can make a little nuke there, but I mean, you're also having a localized nuke next to you, so. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
and also
it's like,
the mimic in the room is immune to nuclear damage, but nuclear damage isn't a thing. Well, it
Yeah, it
wasn't a
isn't a
thing
thing, yeah.
until I fucking made it a thing. So roll for initiative, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. You know, and of course, like that actually happened to me the first time I ran a game. These fuckers decided they were gonna nuke a room 'Cause I was like, everybody can just start off at level 2. They, they
Yeah.
they got their abilities and weapons and all that shit, and they're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna fucking nuke the room. And I was like, oh, well, the mimic in the corner doesn't have nuclear. He's immune. And my buddy's
Yeah.
like, nuclear's not a damage type. I was like, okay, well, so it doesn't matter, but there's a fucking, mimic in the
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
Roll for initiative. And he's like, oh, cool. A mimic, 48 hit points. I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
48 hit points. And then around like 36, he's like, so this dude's totally bloodied by now, right? And I was like,
No.
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 He's like, wait, what? I was like, no. We have 7 hit points between the 4 of us. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm well aware. Also, the room's radiated now. What? I'm like, I'm fucking set off a nuke. What do you think was gonna happen? You know?
You
So,
feel
yeah,
your
it's
blood
just-
start to boil from the inside. What
yeah,
do you
exactly.
do?
What are you going to do? So, yeah, I find when my players are having their most fun is when I can have the most
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
behind the screen and be like, all right, motherfuckers, you know what?
Yeah.
You want to fuck around? I'm gonna fuck around too. I'm not actively
Yeah.
playing against you, but god damn it, I'm cranking the difficulty up, and
Yeah. Or at least just
depending on
matching
how
the
well you
chaos.
play with the toys is gonna
Yeah.
figure out whether or not we got a
Yeah.
TPK on our hands or not. Because I ain't
Yeah.
scared to kill you fuckers either.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with escalation. I don't think. It's like if
Yeah.
you want to escalate, then I mean everything else escalates. It's like, all right, cool. Let's see what you do here. It's like, all right.
Exactly.
I mean, like, but that's always fun. Escalation is always fun. We escalate in Fallout whenever possible. You shot a lady in the leg last session.
Well,
You
she
know what I
That
mean?
was
fucking asked for
at
it. She
that was
asked for
at
it.
our last session was June 28th. Like that's why I
Yeah,
hadn't
we
got
need
my.
to play.
No, I know.
Oh,
We
but
need
I
to
got
play
the
again.
things. I got
Oh, you got the dice, yeah.
I got
Yeah.
dice so Jen can quit fucking shooting me in the leg.
I got a second one of those, and it
Oh
was.
wait, hold on.
it-
Should we try these out on stream?
Yeah, sure.
Should we
I
try this
have
body
2
dice?
sets.
Just
back.
we're gonna
I
try
have
this
2
body dice
sets.
out one time on stream, just because we have to. What is it? Left leg or right leg that Jen keeps killing everybody
Right
with?
leg.
I think
Right
it's
leg?
right leg. Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's
All
right
right.
leg.
So we're gonna roll this fucking body dice. Okay, we're good to go. We
What does it
got a
say?
torso. We got a torso.
Okay, that's good. That's
Okay,
yeah.
so there we go.
Yeah.
Now roll it again.
Yeah, roll again. Yeah,
Roll again.
Yeah.
yeah. Because mine
Testing this-
are biased towards right leg as well.
Right arm. Let's do just 5 rolls.
Yeah, I get a right arm
Head.
a lot.
Okay, so we got torso, right arm, head, left arm, right arm.
That's pretty diverse. That's diverse enough. That,
So
yeah, we'll
we're-
use that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll use mine till it starts. repeating itself.
I got left leg, torso, head, right arm.
Well, how come you can't
Head.
roll like that when we play?
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that was
Hurt.
some new dice. That's
My-
not the
my
one
leg
that's in
hurts, yeah.
timeout.
You know, that's why Saturday always has to, or Lando has to ride on people because his legs hurt.
Yeah, so
Alright,
that
well,
one's it's
we're-
rolling better now.
Also,
Okay, so what were we gonna talk about tonight?
Baldur.s Gate 3 has a VTT because Divinity Original Sin, I believe, had mods to turn it into a VTT. So I don't see any reason why it couldn't. Baldur.s Gate 3 couldn't be modded into a virtual tabletop as well.
So
And
if the
I-
mod comes out, yes, I'm all for it. As
But
it
would you
currently
choose
stands
that
in its
over-
current state, I don't know.
How did they turn Divinity Sin into?
It was a,
I
don't
player
know.
mod.
Yeah, like
Right,
it's
but
people
how did-
just make mods for it.
No, I mean, what's the word I'm looking for? 'Cause I haven't played it before. I've heard of it, and I haven't played it before, but gameplay wise, it looks like Baldur's Gate as far as
Yeah,
UI, right?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same pretty much, just with
Okay.
older mechanics than 5th edition.
So I'm trying to figure out so being a VTT, pretty much doing it in multiplayer, kind of like that, right? When you do
Yeah,
it multiplayer,
yeah.
it's
Adjust
kind
your
of just.
mic a little bit closer, Jen.
Oh, sorry, it
There
slides.
we
Okay.
go.
It's
Yeah.
the clicky one.
Oh, now it's
You're
too.
good.
Hold on. I'll drop it down. Don't worry, just keep it there. Okay.
All right.
I mean, yeah, it's just like yeah. I mean, it's stuff you. Okay, so here's my thing. I think it would be better D&D Beyond because you wouldn't have to have microtransactions to make the character that you want, to make it look the way you want. Because like the way they did it back then was they had level generators, which people would just make a level, which is how you make a VTT now. I think Noah makes
Right.
levels like that. So I mean, like,
I mean, I wouldn't give me that much credit, but
but you have made the yeah
I have made some shit in Tailspire that I have not
yeah
published because it is not
yeah
worth publishing.
yeah, but for your tabletop game just to play.
Yeah.
I mean
Yeah,
that's I mean that's what I'm talking about. And so it's like yeah, you can make a level and then the characters just play through the level and you just narrate as they're playing through the level. You have monsters that have the stat blocks that are essentially already there. They're already kind of in the game, so you're just like, and here's an ogre banging a what was it
A bugbear.
a bugbear, and you walk in on it, and they're both mad at you. Because there's literally animations for it too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
you could totally just have that in the game, and you can't do that with the D&D Beyond. But there's animations for literally everything in Baldur's Gate 3.
Listen,
Like
I just want to
everything.
say, if you like being a bard, you're gonna love Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah,
'cause you
yeah.
can do some fucking bard ass shit in that game. God damn it.
Oh my god. I have had so my problem is not my bard. My bard does not try to seduce everything. It is the
Yeah.
exact opposite.
Oh,
I'm
so it's a
like, back the
paladin.
fuck off.
Yeah, so it's a paladin.
Now, as far as
Everyone's-
everything's seducing me, I'm like, get off my dick, yo.
That's
It's
how it works. You're a bard.
yes.
You just gotta lean into it. You're Leonardo DiCaprio. You just gotta just accept it.
Listen,
Like
it's
every,
not our
every
fault that us
24-year-old is
bards
gonna be going after you.
ooze natural charisma. Okay, it's not our fault.
Literally.
We can't help it. It's what we do.
Well, I
You
heard
know.
you say on your stream that you were with Lizard Chick.
Oh
And,
yeah. Okay, so I seduced hot lizard mommy on accident. I wasn't trying to. I was trying to seduce Shadowheart, who is Bay, but yeah, I accidentally clicked the wrong dialogue choice, which I thought would piss Lizard Lady off. Turns out made her kind of hot and heavy, and she's like, "I would like to talk to you in camp." And then you're like, "Okay, what? Everybody wants to talk to me in camp." Fucking Astarian trying to talk to me while we out adventuring, bro. Like, okay, at least you wait until everybody's asleep, and then all of a sudden it was like, them get Yankee, they get down. Apparently.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
had-
like it when you're mean to them. They're like
Yeah.
They like
Oh
it when you're mean to
yeah.
them.
They into
It's
that
like-
shit.
Yeah, it's like girls with daddy issues. Like
Yeah,
they like
get
it when you're
Yankee
mean to
have
them.
get Yankee have degradation kinks like a motherfucker.
Yes.
And I was like, bitch, if you do not get away from me, I will fucking wipe the blood of your brow with my sword. And she said something along
yeah.
the lines of like, I'm gonna take you now and make you mine and sate you. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but all of a sudden I'm in.
I don't know what that means, but
That sounds like Death by Snoo, and I'm here for it.
but yeah, like that's what I'm saying though. It's like that game has everything in it. Like every possible encounter is already in that game. It's been 7
Yeah.
years doing every single thing you could think of. It's already in there. Like why would I use D&D Beyond when I could just use Baldur.s Gate that literally has every animation you could think of already in the game. Every magic item you could think of already in the game. And completely customizable characters and better animations for the just regular fighting than
Oh,
D&D Beyond.
speaking of Baldur's Gate, I have not been able to confirm this yet, but I saw a TikTok where apparently the CEO of Hasbro has said that Wizards has made more off of Baldur's Gate 3's license to Larian
Yeah.
than they have off the last 10 years of films of Hasbro properties, which not only includes the most recent D&D,
D&D, yeah, which
but
they didn't make a lot
also
of money
10
off of
years
that,
of fucking Transformers, my guy.
yeah. Yeah. It's insane. But I mean, Baldur's Gate, I think, is now the highest ranked PC game of all time. Baldur's Gate 3, I think it is the highest
It's
ranked PC game.
a
And
PC
like I
game.
think
Yeah.
only like Ocarina of Time and other like legendary games like that are higher. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's because fucking Metacritic's full of cucks, and they won't
Yeah.
recognize the true greatness of fucking Breath of the Wild. So I don't want to hear it, but it is what it
But
is.
you know what I mean? Like it's up there, and like I also like the fact that all of these game companies are like literally crying and saying, "Hey, we can't make games like this." It's like, no, you can. Like you can.
You can.
Like don't
Like
yeah.
Larian does
You don't want
not
to.
have the fucking money that
No,
say
they don't.
Activision Blizzard does, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They don't, which is why at the same time where I'm hearing so much fucking bitching from Sony pony fanboys about the fucking Microsoft Blizzard deal, I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
The one fucking thing that has me 100% behind this is I know who Activision's new boss is going to be. And I know at least when they fuck up now, Daddy Papa Phil Spencer is going to come out and be like, listen, this property's never going to upset you again, and I'm going to fucking make sure of it.
Let's
Because
hope
at
he does
least
that
that
to Bethesda.
motherfucker, I mean, listen, Starfield comes out in what, like 8 days?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see.
Like, it's going to be a bug nightmare. Like I will say
but
right
that's
now,
the thing though.
and it's
So
going to
far
be
the
empty. A
previews,
lot of it's going to be empty, but
and
you
listen,
know.
I'm not saying IGN is anything to go off of ever for anything.
No, because
right?
they hyped No Man's Sky, and we all saw what the fuck that was.
But they have
So,
said that their review in progress is about 20 hours in, and they have not encountered anything remotely game breaking in this title. And I'm like,
they're lucky. 20 hours is not a lot of time in a Bethesda game. 20 hours
I
is dipping a toe.
but it's also
like
20 hours
and
in a fucking review copy of a Bethesda game. So they should have, saved scum to 83 times and at least reset their console to factory 5 times by now.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So like I'm not putting my faith in IGN's preview, but also at the same time, like when they're like,
take it with a grain of salt.
Maybe the extra 2 years is what they needed, and I hope it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting real tired.
I'm all for games. I'm all for games. They need to take as long as they need to take to make these games.
Yeah.
I know it's harder to make every year because the graphics are getting better and better. We're getting more computational power every year, so like they can make these games look better and better, and I'm totally okay with that. It's like just make a good game. I don't care how long it takes. Just make a good game. Because look how much Modern 3 made. Like, yeah, it took them 7 years to make it, but it's making more money than they know what the fuck to do with now. You know what I mean?
Which means Baldur's Gate 4 is going to be off the fucking rails.
Yeah. Like, look at, like, GTA 6 when that comes out. Like, that's going to be absolutely insane. And it's like, yeah, they took their time with it.
But with GTA 6, they're going to make all the fucking money in the world for another 12 years for microtransactions. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But where like and it's I mean like I get it, we're in that fucking time, and they have marketed video games to the current generation of adults who are like, no, we don't have to fucking wait till next time we go to Walmart to get the fucking toy. I got money now, god damn it. Give me the fucking thing.
Yeah.
And we
that's
get
how we operate. Thing. Yeah. I mean, that's why Amazon is as big as it is, because we want the thing now.
It's our own fault. We made it happen. But
I mean, I have bought microtransaction stuff like Fallout 76. I buy stuff on there to make my house look better. Like, I mean, it's like, I mean, I'll be the first to admit that I buy the atoms or whatever. So I didn't really. I would buy the Fallout first, and then because I want my own servers too. Because sometimes you just don't. I mean, I like the people on Fallout 76, ironically enough, but like sometimes I just want to play by myself, and I also want to have the storm mode on and all that to make it look weird. And you could do that, and also just having that extra stash box is nice because as a hoarder,
pick up everything is not nailed down.
Yeah, because it just Fallout that it just scratches that itch. You know what I mean? That like hoarder itch, and I don't get to do that in my 600 square foot house. So it's like it's nice to do it in a video game. But I mean, back to the topic at hand. Baldur's Gate 3 as a VTT.
I
versus
fuck with
D&D
it.
Beyond's. I would totally fuck with Baldur's Gate as a VTT. I would almost play 5th edition if it was ran inside of Baldur's Gate 3 as a VTT.
Well, so and on the topic of Baldur's Gate versus D&D's VTT, I'm, you know me, I'm gonna wait and hold judgment until they come out with it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait and see. Now, if my fucking D&D Beyond subscription like actually winds up becoming monetarily viable for something other than housing my fucking players' created characters so
That's
that
the
I
plan,
can
Brian.
see their fucking character sheets, then excellent, cool, we'll see. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But I don't want to be the guy that just shits on it before it's here and then I have to backtrack and retract everything I fucking said later. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna shit
Also
on it
buy
because
all
like
the fucking Neon Lords.
yeah. I mean that's the easy way to do it. I mean
Yeah.
like here's the thing like
At least
do
their
I think
microtransactions are pogs.
yeah it's physical. It's a physical transaction.
Yeah.
So
And fucking
yeah.
pogs are
You're just
dope. If you don't think so,
yeah buy
fuck
pogs.
you.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah.
If you don't like Pogs, it's because you haven't played Pogs.
Yeah, let me channel my inner Ricky Bobby for a second. If you don't chew Big Red, fuck you. Well, if you don't like pogs, fuck you.
I'll clip that too. That's a good
Now,
one.
OJ Slammer 9000, some bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't think Hasbro could make a better product than Illyrian can. I just don't see that. Pogs are
Well,
love.
so
Pogs are
I
love.
mean, but also at the same time, like, and here's where, once again, let's wait and see, right?
Yeah, let's wait and see.
But
Yeah.
but Hasbro is developing a VTT, whereas
Yeah.
Illyrian designed a
A
fucking
video game.
a video game. Now,
Yeah.
can you make video game VTT? Sure.
Yeah.
Will it
Yeah.
function like a proper VTT? Probably not. Pretty
No.
close.
But
Sure.
I mean, honestly, proper VTTs don't function that great. I mean,
No, and I use
Roll20 is
Tailspire.
kind of, but
Yeah,
like
I
mean,
use Tailspire, so like I'm here with you. You know, I
like,
use
okay.
Tailspire. I have a fucking lifetime Fantasy Ground subscription.
Yeah,
I'm
so
there
do I.
with
So
you.
do I. Yeah. I have
Yeah,
all that shit.
like,
Yeah.
I have not found a fucking virtual tabletop that makes me go, well, you know, instead of fucking Discord and Zoom theater of the mind, we should just use
Yeah.
this all the time because it'd be fucking cool.
Yeah.
Now, I really do. I hope fucking Wizards and Hasbro knocks their fucking 1D&D tabletop out of the fucking park. I
do
would
too.
like
I
for
hope
them
so
to get
too.
a win other than the one that we're going to mention here in a few minutes. I would, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I would like to.
I mean, rising tides raise all ships. You know what I mean? It's good for the gaming industry as a whole if they do well.
But also, right? Competition's good for the fucking market, right? So if Hasbro can go, hey, we built the fucking thing and it works. It can be done. Then everybody can go, all right, well, if they can do it, surely we can do a fucking better one than fucking Wizards because they fuck everything up, right? So, like, then we're going to get an awesome one after they make a good one.
Hopefully,
you know, so
that's the hope.
Hopefully, that's the way that it should go fucking down, you know. But
so for me in 1D&D, I hope that 1D&D goes well because, like, if you look at the what like the CEO and all that, so they want to go full digital. But that doesn't mean the print books are going to go away. But they might actually outsource the printing, which means they'll outsource the writing so that somebody can have creative control over it again. So we actually get some cool ideas. Right now, how Hasbro is kind of playroll.com. Yeah, I'll try that one out. So I think that's Exalted Funerals.
Do we want to use what you're saying to talk about my little note here that I put in the group chat?
Tal'Dorei?
Yeah. I don't know. It's a Critical Role.
Yeah, so Tal'Dorei is Critical Role's fucking source books, right?
Yeah.
And they are going to be the first third-party system
that makes sense.
on D&D Beyond.
That makes sense.
Makes sense, obviously, because the fucking partnership. I mean, no wonder why they kept their fucking mouth shut.
It's the biggest, stream. I don't really care for it, but
and I mean, I don't necessarily care for it either, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, the evil overlords of WotC are like, all right.
Hasbro.
I mean, yes, it's Critical Role and fucking Watsy suck each other's fucking
Yeah,
butts, right?
it's a
I mean,
human centipede situation.
yeah, now
It's like
nothing against the fine people at Critical Role. They're a fucking amazing people.
yeah,
I
they're
love
very
all of
talented.
them,
They're very
right?
talented.
But
Yeah,
they are
likable
making that
people.
relationship work. God
Yeah,
bless
yeah,
them, right?
yeah.
If you have not
I mean,
watched fucking
hell,
Legend of Vox
if
Machina on Prime, you're fucking missing out.
hey,
Because
if I
Scanlan
could
is
get
my
yeah,
goddamn hero.
if I get Amazon and Hasbro money, I fucking would. That's all I'm saying. If I get Amazon
Right,
and Hasbro money, I would.
100%.
I don't. Yeah, I don't blame them at all.
Every one of
Like
us would.
that's. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
it's like, yes, of course that makes sense to be the first fucking gangbang to happen, but
Yeah.
also, a gangbang turns into an orgy pretty fucking quick, right?
I mean,
So,
theoretically, I mean, like it. I mean,
bar gang,
the
best
issue
gang,
is that
but
I mean, the issue is that they could I don't know, like they're still going to gatekeep quite a bit, and I mean, I just don't really.
absolutely,
I'd rather have a more open system than just whatever Watsy wants me to have.
I
And
would too.
I
But
don't know.
here's what I'm thinking, right? Okay, so if what they say is true and your fucking one D&D virtual tabletop is going to have everything that your fucking D&D Beyond account has, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be available to you. Well, now I have Tal'Dorei shit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, and I don't know Brian's thoughts on this, but we're just going to use him for fucking example, just because I can't make another educated guess off the top of my fucking head. Let's say they approach Brian and they're like, hey, we'd like to put fucking Neon Lords of the Wasteland on fucking, D&D Beyond. And just for sake of this fucking argument, he's like, all right, cool. So now I've got a fucking campaign that I'm running inside this virtual
Yeah.
tabletop with the fucking the character class I want. The character, yeah. See, he's like, I'll take some fucking Hasbro money,
I
goddamn
mean,
it.
yeah,
But,
like you can't,
so,
you don't say
so
no
now,
to Hasbro.
now I'm in a virtual tabletop with fucking Matt Mercer fucking created class race character and a Heather and a fucking, I don't know. No, we're not throwing paladins any love. A fucking D&D fighter, right? So it's like that the shit that I can, but my goblin brain, the shit that I can do with that. Are you
Yeah, that's true.
kidding me?
Absolutely.
Are you
Absolutely.
fucking kidding me?
Absolutely, but like, how would that happen though? Because like these smaller publishers, they're not even going to pay attention because there's just not enough money for them to put any effort into it. That's the issue.
Right.
But
if not,
if they make it a way for it to be like you could opt into third party and you get what you get regardless of what it is.
exactly.
That would be okay.
And if Tal'Dorei makes them some fucking money, right? Because let's not even pretend that Hasbro isn't in this for the money, because they are. But if Tal'Dorei makes them a reasonable amount of money, they'll be like, and
I mean, it's a digital product, so yeah.
You work for fucking corporate overlords. I've been in corporate America,
Yeah.
Fucking Jen and I have both worked for, Tax Daddy himself.
Military. Yeah,
we know how it works. If you can make me some fucking money remotely without me having to do a whole lot, now I got to just sit back and collect a check. You know what? How about, all right, third party guys, here's the plan. Look, we'll fucking port everything over for you, and here's the fucking percentage. But also, like, it's D&D Beyond. And no offense to like Drive Through RPG and fucking Roll20 and all these things, but let's face it, like we say 1,000 times, people don't fucking come to tabletop for their first time to play tabletop. They come to play fucking D&D, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so well, we can't all play at home, so we're gonna play D&D. Where are we gonna play? Oh, we'll go to D&D Beyond. Oh shit, we can do this thing. We can add this
you
to
can fight
it.
a game with it.
And it's all included with my shit. Oh well, fuck yeah, let's go.
I don't see that happening just based on how they treat Magic. I feel like it's just going to be a piecemeal thing. Like, oh, you want this hat for your character?
You can't talk to me about Magic this week. I have a fucking Magic boner right now. Stop.
But
I got
but
my
you know what I'm
secret layer
saying?
deck
Like
here.
it's
I got my
You
secret
have
layer
to
deck
clip
here.
that one.
I got my secret layer deck
all
here.
right.
Look,
I'll clip it.
look,
I'll
look, look,
clip
look,
it.
look, look,
You
look,
gotta
look,
Look,
clip
look.
look,
before
look
you
at
I
said
got
I
a
got a
box.
magic
I got a
boner.
box. I got a box. Look, and it's a mono white angel deck. Oh, because I'm fucking a white control whore like that. See, and we got fucking on brand sleeves, son. And I won 2 out of 3 games that I played the other day with it. So.
I'm blue all the way. Blue.
Fuck you. Nobody likes a mono blue player. They like them worse than stacks. I don't want to hear it.
Look, it just even if you lose as a blue player, you still win because of the tiers. I love it.
That's the most fucking blue player shit I've ever heard.
It's like you
It's-
make them work for it. Like you make them work for it. Like
Jen, I don't know if you know anything about Magic, okay? But it works like this. If you play mono blue, this is what you're basically saying. I have never had friends. I don't ever want to have friends. And I don't like it when other people have fun. That's what
yeah,
playing mono blue is about. Yeah, see, he
yeah,
knows. He's like, no, hey, I'll fuck it. I don't give a shit.
yeah.
But see, that's also why mono blue decks are banned at my house forever. Because I bought these cards to play with them. I didn't buy them so you could play with them, motherfucker. If you want to play with them, you're gonna have to fucking buy them, and you're gonna have to play something other than mono blue because nobody in this house plays fucking blue.
I am
Brian said he's
so
got
lost.
Praxis stacks effect here. Yeah, and blue is essentially is based around counter spells and all that. It's just like it
Yeah.
counters everything. Yeah,
It doesn't
just
let
kinda
you
like,
play
nope.
the things that you want to play, and then when you
Yeah.
do play something cool that they that they can't counter, they go, "Oh, well, I'm just going to pay 1 mana, and now that card that you spent $120 to play with is now just my card till the end of the game." And you're like, "What the fuck? Okay, there's
Yeah,
nothing you
like
can
Snope
fucking do
deck.
about it."
Nope deck. Yeah,
Yeah,
nope deck.
yeah, no, my
I
fucking
love it.
my oldest daughter's boyfriend, the one of the first times he and I played Magic together, because he's the one that got me into it. He fucking brought a mono blue mind control deck to my house, and I love this kid today. I would take a bullet for this kid because he is so good to my daughter. But I'm telling you, in that moment, I could have put my fist through his fucking skull front to back 1,000 times. Because every other turn, I'm like, God damn it, these are my cards. And he's like,
Yeah.
nope, mine.
Nope, they're my cards.
And when somebody hits you with your own card,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah. It's like, yeah. I love blue. I love blue. But yeah, it's totally a dick move. It's a giant. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a giant dick move. Like that's all it is. It's just like harassment via cards.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, has been Noah's weekly 5 minutes Magic the Gathering. So back on topic.
Yeah, so let's switch to the next topic. I think we're kind of all I don't know. Jen, do you have anything else to say about it before we switch over?
Not that I could think of.
Okay. So I guess we'll talk about like ideas for creating cool background stories for your characters. I know it's kind of a big jump, but
I've got
I
this one.
figured we'd yeah.
I've got this one. Um, so ways that I've seen it done, so this is more of a um, do as I say, not do as I do, because I don't have a backstory for my character. But
Which is
I
it?
have
Which,
seen.
hold on. I'm going to interrupt you for 10 seconds. Which is a valid fucking backstory.
Yeah, it is.
Okay?
Yeah, I was
Everybody hear
going to
me?
get to that later.
Everybody hear me?
I was going to
That
get
is
to that
a
later. Yeah,
valid fucking backstory, and don't let anybody tell you any fucking different.
Yeah, I
Go
was
ahead,
going to
Jen.
get into that later,
Go
but
ahead.
yeah, we'll
I've seen, I'm on Pinterest and it has like all the things, and I have some D&D things on there, and there's some I see, come across of, okay, different ideas for your backstory, and it's in the player's handbook too, of roll the dice and see what this is, and um, so there's those options for creating your backstory, just to throw some chaos in there, or to at least give you a starting point of like,
We
well,
like chaos.
I like that idea, or you know what, I really wish that number would have come up, so let's go with that one, and kind of get the gears turning. Another thing you can do is pick a character from a book or movie or TV show or something, and kind of go with it on that. So, almost like fanfic.
So yeah,
That's
like
one way to do it.
jumping off of that idea, like the picking a character. I would say pick a character, not a lead. I mean, there's a difference. Like the character actors and lead actors, you want a character actor. So like you don't want Batman. You want somebody who's auxiliary to Batman that's actually interesting. Batman isn't that interesting in and of himself, right? But the Joker is obscenely interesting because he's just the embodiment of chaos. So if your character is the embodiment of chaos, you're gonna have a lot of fun. If your character is just Batman, you're playing a boring ass paladin, and who needs a boring ass paladin? Um, so I mean, like when I think of characters, first of all, so half the time I don't have a backstory, or I have a very minimal backstory. Because just as an aside, as a GM, we like if you don't have a very interesting character, don't write up a 10-page backstory about it because I don't give a shit. Like I mean, like it's just I'm not going to remember it. To be perfectly honest, I'm just not. Like I'd rather you have no backstory than a 10-page backstory.
I had my microphone muted because I was making a drink and my wife was telling me something, but I was listening and I heard if you're gonna be Batman, you're a boring ass paladin, and I just want to say, Joe, I fucking love you because fuck paladins.
What's with the paladin hate?
Because they fuck up all the dynamics in the party. Like, it's just like everyone wants to do fuckery, and they're just like, no.
No, here's the thing. I actually love the paladin as a class, right? Because it takes a special kind of motherfucker to be able to play a paladin in character and on character, right?
Yeah.
Matt is the only person that I know personally that can fucking pull it off, and he pulls it off gracefully, right?
Yeah.
The things he's told me about some of his paladin, and I get it, but Matt being a paladin at heart, Noah being a bard at heart, you've got fucking lawful good versus fucking chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
We are Batman and Robin, or Batman and the Joker. 100%. That's just, and so it's fun. It's just fun. It's fun, but also at the same time, fuck paladins.
So for me, when I think about a character, I immediately go to like, what's my favorite character in a certain movie or video game? So I'll take a character for example, like Super Spesh from Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
That character I can go a lot further with that character.
Oh, yeah.
That is a very specific character who's like he's really into fucking alien shit, man, and that's his thing, you know. And he's very tense, and he loves black women. You know what I mean? I can work with this. It's like I can take this very far. You know what I mean?
Are you saying that I'm super special?
I'm not saying it's space aliens, but like I mean,
because I've told my wife 1,000 times that if Megan the Stallion showed up at my front porch, she is so fucked. Because the greatest Christmas album ever was fucking Megan's Good News, because that bitch came out the week before Christmas, and she is a gift, boy. Woo! Do they know how to grow them down in H-Town, Texas? I tell you what. Body, yada, 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 yada. Okay, back to reality.
They're just magic boner again.
Oh, that wasn't magic. I knew what that was about. Can you give me the yams? Sweet, sweet yam.
Sorry. Perfect. We don't need to get into that, but
like who
Bard
would you give it to? Megan the Stallion. Nikki.
Well,
I have the Nicki Minaj American flag.
Oh, Amen.
God bless America.
The things we can do with silicone
Stop the hate.
days.
Stop the divide. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
We just
Nicki Minaj for president. That'll make
white
it
guys.
right.
White guys, listen. Okay. This is one of you talking to you right now. You don't know what the fuck you're missing. I'm just saying it. Just saying. You don't know what the fuck you're missing, okay?
Good food and a fat ass? Yes, please. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, listen. Mine's white. She can cook like a motherfucker and she got a fat ass. But also, Nikki and Megan walk up. We're going to have a few discussions. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm just saying. Open your hearts. It's fine. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
You said open your heart, and you actually mean like open your zipper.
Oh, I would. But I'm saying first you have to open your heart. Is what it is.
A way to a
But-
man's heart's not through his. A way to a man's heart is through his zipper.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Yeah.
mean, food does help.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
I ain't
Yeah,
trying to
I mean-
lie.
But
White
I mean,
girls.
like
Learn where your fucking spice section is at the grocery store.
yeah, white people
not
in
that hard.
general. Like I mean, it's
Yeah,
just like
it's
yeah,
not-
just
Yeah, well,
there's a
okay.
whole aisle
White
full
people
of that shit.
not from the states of Texas and Louisiana. Okay, y'all are
Yeah.
safe.
remember-
We know how to season food.
Yeah.
But the rest of y'all motherfuckers, I had Kansas City barbecue one time, if that's what you want to
Yes.
call it. It I'm
We
getting
have
COVID
okay.
just thinking about
I'm going
it.
off
I swear
top.
to God.
Going off topic again, but like we have a barbecue shop here in my city that's ranked 30 in the country, and it is absolute bull. Half the time it's dry, which dry barbecue is already bullshit. But they serve pulled
Gordon
pork,
Ramsay
and they serve
establishment?
yeah, and they serve the sauce on the side. Like I thought the sauce was part of the fucking process.
What is this? Is not barbecue.
Yeah,
You
that's
send
not
me
barbecue.
the address. You send me the address. We're
it's
gonna
called
fucking,
Eli's. It's called Eli's.
We're gonna
It's
fucking
just like-
send the heathens up there and fucking
Yeah,
roll some shit.
it's
Send
like-
the Pinkertons.
It's like
No,
this is a
th-
fucking.
No, we gonna send some fucking. We gonna send
Yeah,
some
bro.
coon ass, some Cajuns, and some motherfucking rednecks up in that bitch with some fucking smokers the size of 18-wheelers and go, hey, dude, let me teach you a little bit about barbecue, okay? Little fucking hot dogs and hamburgers on 4th of July, that ain't barbecue. It's just
That's
grilling.
grill out.
That's grilling. Bitch, if it ain't wrapped in foil and fucking marinated for 48 hours, I won't fucking hear it. All right?
No,
it's-
the
it-
barbecue.
It's,
It's all about the sauce.
All right, what were we
it's
talking
also
about?
seasoning.
Nicki
yeah.
Minaj?
No, we're talking about making characters, which led into
Oh,
Nicki Minaj.
making characters.
It's sort of like the Hitler thing. Eventually, everything leads to Nicki Minaj, but like,
Hey.
yeah, make character like find like the most interesting character. Like there's something that just really stands out to you. Like wow, that I love this character. Try and just make it a character in your game, and you'll have a blast doing that. Because they have like I mean that's for like even for like as a GM for NPCs, find all those like crazy characters. Your players are not going to remember, you know, the basic shopkeeper, but they're going to remember the guy that's crazy about aliens. You know what I mean? They're going to remember that guy for the rest of his life. You know what I mean? That's the rest of their lives. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that sort of mindset of make something that you just think is cool, not something that works well with the party, not something that like not something that's generic. I mean, at first you have to play the generic character. You don't know anything about this game, so playing a basic human fighter is going to be the easiest thing. But like, just make it interesting. Just find a way for you to make it interesting, and you know, like, find out what's the most fun for you. Like, what's the most fun concept you can think of, and just play it. It's not a big deal. Like, and as far as you know, we were talking earlier. You don't need a backstory.
Yeah.
Would be the big thing. Just make it up as you go. Like one of my players, she didn't have a backstory, but we made it up. By the end of it, her character was the most interesting character in the campaign. Just because, I mean, like even Sally is a very interesting character, and she did have a backstory.
Yeah, it's just I woke up as a super mutant and I don't have
Yeah.
fuck idea how.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so like Lando's backstory, we've made up as we went along.
Mm-hmm.
We just have.
Yeah.
Saturday has no backstory. Nobody knows. And I don't think he fucking cares.
No. No.
Now, like, there are some character elements to his quote unquote background
Yeah.
that we like exploit, right? Because he's like
Yeah.
he's tabletop Irish, right? So he's like
Yeah.
superstitious as fuck and has a knowledge of like Fey lore, right?
Yeah.
So when we got trapped in a Fey pocket dimension, Saturday was able to, you know, use. They're like, well, aren't you fucking Inish? And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well fuck yeah, let's do some Fey shit, right?
Yeah.
Which is also how of course the Irish bard tried to marry the fucking fairy princess. Why would
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's,
like-
yeah. Yeah.
Like I've also taken, and this is gonna sound fucking weird at first, but just let me finish the thought before you judge, okay? I take the approach to character creation when I really want to have fun with something. The same way that the porn industry takes to scripted adult films. And what I mean by that is, what is the absolute dumbest fucking does not
Yeah,
make sense?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
anybody with a
Yeah.
fucking brain would go, dude, fucking really approach to it, and then go, that's what we're gonna do.
I'm here. I'm here to fix your electricity. You show up with a handsaw. It's just like,
Right. Oh, you came to clear out my pipes? I'm so glad you got
yeah.
here.
And let me just grab my wrench, and it's a dildo. It's like it's just
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Or like,
Yeah.
Pokemon parody porn. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that type of shit. It's like, okay, number one, this doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever to anybody with an IQ
it
above
doesn't need
negative,
to.
right? But at the same time, number one, don't need to, right? And
Yeah.
we're not here to kink shame you unless that's your thing, in which case, kink shame on. But like,
Yeah.
at the same time, like, I also think if you make something absolutely, utterly ridiculous just for fucking ridiculous sake, like, run with it. Just fucking do, like, as long as you're not actively out trying to fucking offend and hurt somebody, then
Yeah.
fucking run with it.
I mean, like that's the whole concept of Looney Tunes. That was the entire
Yeah.
concept of Looney Tunes. Is that this is all like it's a bunch of crazy ass characters, and you're just smashing them together and seeing what
Yeah.
happens. Like they're all crazy. I mean,
And like, and
that's just what makes it interesting.
even if the rest of the table is all, say, let's call them, for lack of a better term, because nobody likes a fucking nerd, paladins, right? And everybody's these, like, uptight, serious fucking, oh, my character has a backstory and he has goals to accomplish, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, fuck it, I'm into, like, chicks with fucking hairy armpits and curly toenails. And everybody's like, bro, what the fuck? And you're like, no, that's my character. And
Yeah.
okay, but like, the fucking dynamic there is now you are literally the one in control of.
Yeah.
You're the one that gets to go, okay, this is now all way too uptight and fucking over paladinized. So
Yeah.
like, I'd like to roll a fucking perception check to see if the shopkeep is wearing sandals. And it's like, what the fuck do you care if she's wearing sandals? Oh, I rolled in that 20. Yeah, she's wearing sandals. Are her toenails curly? Boom. 17. Yeah, her toenails are curly. All right, bet. And then just don't fucking say anything else and let them go back to what they're doing. And it's just everybody at the table's like, number one, what's wrong with you? And number two, what the fuck? And you're just like, oh no. Can we go to combat now? Like, and just, do some dumb shit. Just if
the dumb shit's what people remember.
Right. And eventually,
you're not gonna remember
even
that one. Those fights. It's like the regular basic fights, the regular basic encounters. No one's gonna ever remember. It's always the dumb shit. It's always
even if your player fucking 13 and the other 12 players at the fucking table are all just uptight fucking
I've been there.
Weird basement dwelling fucking rules lawyers.
It's
Eventually
just like
they're gonna
spreadsheets and calculators. I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Eventually one of them's gonna fucking crack a laugh and you're gonna be like,
what?
This 6 months that I put into this campaign is now officially fucking worth it because I made your ass fucking laugh for half a fucking second. Like, just,
and also, you end up driving the story forward because you're doing crazy shit. Because they're just going to do whatever the blandest thing is, and it's just going to be like, okay, you're doing everything that's predictable. I'm going to do something that's unpredictable because it's a tabletop game and not a video game on rails. You know what I mean? Like,
so like
this, you can do whatever.
Taking this back to last week, right at the fucking 7C table. Like I said, did not intend for the game to wind up with Saturday attempting to fuck the big bad. That was not the goal. I had a original goal of resurrecting my cockroach fae turned bride into her former glory by killing her with a fucking necromancer's cursed amulet. Okay? That was the whole fucking thing. And I was going to be singing Cyndi Lauper's time after time while bashing her dead cockroach fucking body in. Okay? That was the fucking leg of the game I was going with, okay? And
Lucy
then
is
all of a
looking at
sudden,
you like you're crazy, by the way. She's
right,
over there
well,
just like,
she's
what
not
the
wrong.
fuck, Dad?
But like, that is the fucking angle I was trying to play into, right? Because everybody
yeah.
was so in, everybody at the table was like, I can't believe Saturday married a Fae, blah, blah, blah. And I have, for 5 sessions, I have taken pristine care
Yeah.
and made sure that the Fae princess was like safe and,
Yeah.
I tucked her in my mouth so that she would not drown when we were swimming through fucking sewage. Like I have done dumb shit to make sure that this Fae princess is
Yeah.
safe. To then all of a sudden out of nowhere go, nope.
I need to kill a bitch.
And like I did it specifically at the moment I did it because it was
Yeah.
8:58 p.m. We had 2 minutes and I knew the
Yeah.
second I fucking did it, game over. Like nobody's doing anything else because everybody goes, he did what? And then they have to sit with it for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So then next session comes around and I'm like, okay, I didn't even tell Kristen what the fuck I wanted to do, right? Because she asked me, she was like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, you'll see. Just trust me. That's all you need to do is just
No,
trust
don't
me.
ever trust.
No, but
it's
here's the
gonna
thing
get
though.
worse.
When I say just trust me, what I'm saying is there is a
Yeah.
reason for the thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing this to hurt anybody, right?
Yeah.
And if at any point
Other
that
than the
I
fake
think
princess.
right, but like I mean at the table, right? Like I'm not
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
offend or hurt anybody at the table. And if at any point that I can physically sense that somebody doesn't like this and I pick up on it, or they say, hey, I
Yeah.
don't like this, and they like 100% like, hey, I don't fucking like this, then I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
and this is the new direction we're going, right?
Yeah.
And we're just
Yeah.
gonna do a complete fucking 180, and it's fine, and I don't give a fuck, right? Because I want everybody to feel like it's cool to fucking be them, right?
Yeah, you want everybody
So
to have
like,
fun.
yeah, so like I said, that was the fucking direction we were going. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, Noah smacks Faye Princess with Necromancer's amulet, and about fucking half a nanosecond after, as he starts to sing, because I did start to fucking, do my Cyndi Lauper routine, which is not good because I might be a fucking bard at heart, but not by skill. I
That's
have
why it's
no
role
musical,
playing.
I have
Yeah, that's why
no
it's
musical
role playing.
talent whatsoever, but I will sing the fuck out of a song.
But
Anyway,
you can dance.
I can dance. So I fucking do the thing, I get tackled, and then all of a sudden it just turns into a clusterfuck, winding up with me trying to fuck the big bad because she said she's into me somehow. My fucking partner in crime deciding, oh, well, we totally gangbanged a homeless guy on accident, so this must be round two. I'm going to come support him so he has friction to push up against. And our captain shooting said person who we have no clue if this is an innocent bystander or anything. It's just somebody is on top of Saturday in a cemetery, which normally you would think, okay, probably bad guy,
That's typical Saturday.
but also it's Saturday, so like it's on brand like a motherfucker. Like, okay, maybe he's fucking a corpse, we don't know, but it's Saturday, so we just kind of walk away, right? And so like, and that's the fucking cool thing is because you could just go, no, we're just gonna take this a completely fucking different direction now. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
we're still in the moment. We still know what we have to do. We can still accomplish our fucking goal. I'm sure.
Yeah.
For the most part, we can still accomplish our fucking goal. But now we've been able to, as an entire group, have this communal fucking experience together.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
and for better or worse, but like I guarantee you, nobody at that fucking table is ever going to forget the one
Yeah.
person going, well, I'm gonna crawl my naked ass out of this hole, completely covered in these fake cursed vines with fey blood poison all over them, and I'm just gonna squat down with my giant body, place my hands on Saturday's hips so that he has something to keep him in place, and be going, don't need, and him going, no, it's cool. And I was like, fuck it. And then at that point, Kristen's like, I've lost control. And then
She should be saying that 1 minute in.
once she fully gave up, it was like a domino effect, because now all of a sudden one person's like, oh, Kristen actually gave up. How do we fucking make this even worse? And then the next person's like, oh, we can make this worse. To the point where now all the fucking party except one person is thoroughly fucking involved in this one situation, and he's the lone guy trying to complete the fucking original quest that we're fucking here to do, because he's the only one with any fucking sense at the moment, and everybody else is like, all right. And it's I don't know, it fucking worked. It wasn't, like I said, I had no plan for this. I didn't want to do this, but I was like, fuck it.
I mean, to go back to like the original point, it's the sort of like that's kind of it. Is like you don't need to have. It can kind of be an in a moment thing. It's just like, just do what's fun. Like you don't need to have this super convoluted backstory, especially if it's not an interesting one. Like I'm sorry, but like I don't want to read a boring 10-page backstory as a GM because like I'm not gonna remember it. But if you give me a 1-page backstory that's really cool,
nobody wants to see your. Nobody wants to see your rogue who was abandoned by his parents as a child, and he had to resort to a life of crime and theft. We get it. You're edgelords, and you never stop listening to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, and it's just like I'd rather have no backstory than that, because we can make a backstory as we go along. And,
or
like,
shit comes around where you just discover part of your backstory.
Yeah.
Like somebody recognizes you.
Yeah. Like and to bring it back to our 7C game, like that's we our captain of the ship has no memory. She has one fucking core memory, and she gave it away. And over the course of the game, she has been like rediscovering who she is. And so she's getting to build her fucking backstory as we go. And it's fucking awesome. Like, it's fucking cool. And then, like, I got the chance to create another character's backstory in fucking game. Because they didn't have one, and we're in the tavern, right? And Bard's got a fucking bard, so it's like, hey, barkeep, you let me fucking get up here and like sing some songs and tell some fucking stories. You give me and the homies like free room, board, and like a keg.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to fucking impress me. And I'm like, oh well, let me tell you the tale of this fucking fictional character. And I start telling the tale of this fictional character, and like everybody at the table's like, oh, he's talking about Runar. Like, that's what he's fucking doing. He's just completely renamed him, but like that's who he's talking about. And then all of a sudden everybody's like, wait, we didn't know that about your character. And he's like, well, legends, and I'm like, yeah. So like there's ways to where if you want a fucking backstory, but you're not like good at legend making, like there's ways to fucking do it. Like fake it till you make it, number one. But at the same time, like,
that's kind of just a rule for life, to be honest. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, but like
just wing it.
I mean, technically, there's really no bad way to do a character backstory or to make a character.
There is,
except for being a paladin.
Except for being a paladin, but that's different.
No, like
but what I will say is like,
you always get that one dumbass player who's like, I'm half helicopter, half pony. It's like,
well, but I mean, I'm trying to not give those people the time of day, right? Like,
yeah, but they exist, especially at con games. If you play at a con, those people fucking exist. And that's why you always bring pre-gens to a con, so you don't let them make their own characters, because, dear God, you don't want, like, there's a lot of furries at cons, and you just don't want to see their shit. You know what I mean? Like,
but like, I'm more like, okay,
like
there's
so many tabaxis.
There's never a wrong way to make a character, but at the same time, if you give me a character like Eddie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
and then you give me, let's just say for fucking right. Let's just say for shits and giggles, right? You give
Like
me
sheriff.
fucking Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3, right?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
me, and I love Asterion, he's a great fucking character, right? But Asterion is
Yeah.
a fucking basic bitch,
Edgelord.
fucking
Yeah.
elf edgelord rogue, okay?
Yeah.
And there's only so many fucking times and ways that you can do that, right?
You can't really spin it anymore. Like it's already been done. Like,
It's been
yeah.
done. Now, if
Yeah.
you can fucking make the new hotness, then by all
Yeah.
means, give me the new hotness. But quit
Yeah.
giving me my parents abandoned me at birth and now I'm dark and
Yeah.
twisty.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. No, you're not. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Okay?
It's actually more
Now,
interesting if your parents are alive because now you have
right,
something for the GM to leverage against. Because
right.
maybe they get taken hostage. Maybe they live a happy life and they're just like, "Why are you adventuring? We're rich." You know what I mean? Like, why are
Right.
you doing this? Like, that's a
Like,
whole.
I
thing
have
you could
taken that
have.
approach to both of Kristen's tables. Like,
Yeah.
Lando's parents, no, number one, nobody's ever fucking asked. But the second that
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
does, I'm like, no, they're totally fucking alive. I just got caught
Yeah.
fucking a Brotherhood of Steel captain's sister and was forced to a fucking life of doing the bad shit they didn't want to fucking do. Like, it's not a tragic backstory. It's like,
Yeah. It's just that's just what happens.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
fucked around and he found out, right?
Yeah.
Saturday doesn't really have the backstory, but you know, if
Yeah.
his parents fucking come into question, no, I like, you know, my parents are fucking dope. Like they gave me a fucking
Yeah.
guitar and you know, sent me to acting class.
Yeah. I had a character
You know,
like that who was.
I
Yeah.
don't need dead parents to fucking
Yeah.
make a
Yeah.
character. Now, I will say that our group chat is named the Dead Parents Autism Slut Club, but that's beside the point.
I mean, I had a character who had a great life, but then he knocked up a chick, and he was just on the run from that. He was just like, I
Right.
don't want to be a dad yet, and so he
Like-
just ran away. That was it. That was his whole backstory. He's like, I don't want to be a dad. And you know what? You know what the GM did? You know what he did? He made the entire story like be around me. Like the girl found me, and now I had to deal with being a dad. Like the girl ended up being like the big bad of the story. Even though I was technically the bad guy, I was the bad guy. I was chaotic evil. Like I don't know, I was neutral evil. I was the bad guy in this story, but she tracked me down and tried to kill me, and it was pretty
Right,
cool.
and, like
and
Lando.
it was a good story. It was a good story. She should have killed me. We didn't finish the campaign, but she should have killed my character, and that would have been the best thing because
Why? If you look in
it's-
Kristen's
yeah.
Google Drive, you're gonna see Lando's backstory, and it says when his parents died of a very old age. And that's the only thing that mentions his fucking parents,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
He
yeah.
left on a fucking quest of drunkenness and debauchery and lived
Yeah.
life to the fucking fullest. Like that was his thing. And
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, that's fucking Lando. Like that's what he
Yeah.
fucking does. Like
Yeah.
he's here for the fuck show. Okay?
Yeah.
He doesn't care if it's good or evil. He's just like, fuck it, we ball. Okay?
Yeah.
And like,
Just like
you know,
Florida.
just like Florida. And sometimes that gets him into trouble. Sometimes makes for great fucking moments at the table.
Well,
Let's not even
he's
try
a
to lie.
character. That's the thing, though. He's a character. Like he's
Yeah.
supposed to. Like he's not, a typical hero. Like Eddie, he was
Yeah.
a mobster before the war. He got ghoulified. He's just sort of like, I suck at everything now. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but I'm just trying to
Like
survive.
limbs are falling off constantly.
and
like,
like- Like apparently he was supposed to, like, he used to be a smooth talker, but he can't even do that now. He's just like, I exist in this world, and the only way that I can survive is by like schmoozing other people into like guarding me, and that's how Sally came about. You know what I mean? But it's like that's what he does. He's
20
just, like,
caps.
yeah, he knows he's not going to win a fight. Like he knows he's not going to win a fight with anybody. He's a rotten ex-mobster, but even when he was a mobster, he wasn't very useful. He wasn't good at it, but it didn't matter. Like being a bad mobster, you're still fairly well off, to be perfectly honest.
well, but I would say, like, minus the fucking vertibird scene, right?
Yeah,
Eddie has
Scene.
killed far more fucking people than Saturday has attempted to. And I've attempted to fucking kill some motherfuckers in this game.
I mean,
I
to be
don't-
fair, to be fair, most of those
To be
people
fair,
died in one action, and Matt gave me the thumbs up on it, so it wasn't even a roll. It was just like I blow up the Pridwin, and that was it.
That
I
was a
love
joint
Matt's
effort.
Dude, Matt's response was just like thumbs up, and I'm like, all right, let's go.
Well,
Let's
and
do
like
this.
once again, that is a fucking turn that nobody saw coming.
Yeah, I
Like,
I knew nobody would think of that, but I knew Matt might have been thinking about that, so I was just
we
like,
picked
okay,
up on it like kind of in the moment, but like when
Yeah.
he was setting that up, everybody just kind of went,
yeah,
"Oh wait, is he about to fucking do what I think he's about to do? There's no fucking way he's doing that. Like he's not doing that, right? Oh shit, he did it." And it's a great fucking moment. Like that
Yeah.
oh shit, I cannot fucking believe that just happened. That is a
Yeah.
killer fucking moment. And
Yeah.
sometimes that moment comes from a character you don't fucking expect. It
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
out of fucking left field.
yeah.
And those are
It
the
was in the
fucking
moment.
best,
Yeah.
you know?
You have to do that in the moment. That's part of the backstory now. That's a better part of the backstory than anything I had come up with. But I also didn't really have a
Right.
backstory for Eddie. He was just like he used to be a mobster. Now he's a goal, and he's not good at anything. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much it. Like he tries to talk his way out of shit, and then he fails. Like, and
Like
he
the
can't
moment
beat
when
a rat roach. So like he just
one of
tries
my
to talk his
favorite
way out of
moments
shit.
in the Fallout campaign is not the vertibird, contrary to popular belief, but it's when Lando is trying to be fucking like hard ass and intimidating for once, right? And Sally just goes, "No, I'm just gonna physically pick you up with one hand and remove you from the fucking house so you cannot fuck anything up. Like, you don't seem to realize what you're doing. Sit in the fucking corner, dumbass." Like, and it's like, yeah, that just happened.
To be fair, one of my favorite moments was like when Lando had that fat man, like loaded fat man in his hand, when he was super drunk in front of the head guy. He's like flashing him with the fat man, like loaded fat man finger on the trigger. Just like,
What's that? No fucks, we about to nuke this whole town.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think, Jen? Like, what are your thoughts on all this?
I think the biggest thing is just to have fun with it. If it's,
Yeah,
even if you have to create a character based on you, do the
yeah,
things that you want to do. So make it
yeah,
something that's out of character for you. If you're,
Yeah.
timid and quiet, but you really
yeah.
want to be loud, make your
Bard,
character what you want to be.
make a bard. Yeah. I
Well,
mean, to be
number
fair,
one, if you
Anything
don't
most
but a
make a bard,
paladin.
if you
yeah,
don't make a bard, you've already fucked up, but that's beside the
yeah,
point. You know what I mean?
Well, with
yeah.
my
Or
my
warlock. You
first
could be a warlock.
Yeah,
my
warlock's
first
cool.
character I
Yeah.
did for on D&D Beyond, just to so I could do a different uh so I could do a 5e setup, was I made a halfling ranger. I did a halfling because I'm short, and I thought, playing a halfling would be kind of funny to make fun of myself for being short. And I wanted
Yeah.
to be a ranger because I'm like, well, one, she needs a bow that's as big as she is, because most weapons are.
yeah.
And two, that's I like the ranged attacks and such. So now,
Yeah.
even though I have a halfling bard in Baldur.s Gate, she uses a crossbow
Yeah. Yeah.
because I have to be able to hit. I need
Mm-hmm.
to be able to smooth talk. I need to be able to hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
I've
that's
always
yeah.
had good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah, it's because
And
you
I
never
mean,
read a game. It's like that changes. Your dice rolls will just take after you start running games. Like the dice gods are just like,
yeah.
you're done now. You're
Yeah,
done
I
here.
had.
But
You were talking
also,
about
when you're running games, your dice don't ever tank at the same time for some fucking reason. I don't know how that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
I had
I roll in front of the screen, so like I just I let whatever happens happens.
I do both. There's some times when I'm like, it doesn't really fucking matter what happens here.
Yeah.
But then there's
Yeah.
some times where I'm like,
everybody's got to see this roll.
I could cause some fucking tension here. And like, one of my last sessions that we did before my fucking game ended, I texted somebody and said, between you and me, I need 3 death saving rolls in the app. And I didn't say anything about the table. And they just kind of looked at me and went, "What?" But And I was like,
Do it.
and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was like, oh yeah, and now you notice, so and so is laying on the floor, bleeding from their ears because they failed all 3 death saving throws. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah. And then, now the party's like, oh shit. Like, at this moment, our DM just nuked our strongest fucking character. The next strongest character is the fucking cleric. Somebody's got to fucking damage the boss. And now we just have fucking party buff who can't technically resurrect a character at this point in their fucking story. We could be fucked.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's a moment of, okay, look, I'm gonna give you some fucking tension. How do you want to fucking handle it?
Yeah.
Now in that case, I knew going into it they weren't gonna fucking die. I was also gonna fudge some fucking rolls in their favor in about the next 5 minutes. But I still kind of wanted them, we'll tense the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, once again, you fucked around, you gonna find out. But
Well, I think on that note, we should probably call it. We had a bunch of clips out of it. Good session. Lucy is
shit ton of tangents.
happy. Yeah.
Lucy is happy. I think Lucy's ready to go outside and then watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Are you ready to see mommy?
Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
Appreciate you stopping by and everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Is that my boy? Yeah, I see my boy Adam's been chatting in there for a little bit.
Yeah.
Adam was part of our fucking chaos the other day, and yeah.
Shout out to Adam. So let's do.
I fuck with Adam. He knows I love him. I know there's a lot of times. I know there's a lot of times where Adam's like, God damn it, but but I like Adam. Outros are for fucking.
Oh, before
paladins.
we do outros, back Neon Lords.
Yep.
Kickstarter. It's on Kickstarter right now.
God damn it, ADHD is a fucking thing.
Roll of Fate.
Yes, Roll of Fate. Sorry, I have a wedding I'm doing in 12 days.
Even if you're watching this on YouTube, like a year from now, there's probably a Neon Lords Kickstarter going. Because Brian is always launching new stuff, so
Yeah, and I'm sure he'll have more
Kickstarter. If it's was that?
I'm sure he'll have more pogs by then too.
Yeah, hopefully. Because
got to get them scratch and sniff stickers too.
Hell, who knows? If you're listening to this a year from now, go kickstart me and Joe's project.
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang Forever.
Yeah, Wu-Tang Forever,
the RPG. It will not actually be for the children, though. It will be 18+, but in spirit, it will be for the children. The children will be playing it, but
the children will be playing. Listen, we only put labels on because the fucking government makes us. Okay.
Yeah. It's like Mortal Kombat.
Same time,
the children were playing it. Mortal Kombat was for the children, but
At the same time, fuck Tipper Gore, right?
Yeah.
And fuck your parental
advisory
sticker.
What kind of name is Tipper?
Exactly.
Like it's the name for a dog, like a 3-legged dog, though.
Lucy's a name for a dog. Tipper is a name for. Never mind, I can't say that because the USA
patron of an adult establishment.
She will shoot my dog. I don't want my dog to get shot.
But
well, sometimes I do, but.
Yeah, just back Neon Lords, back Roll of Fate. The Neon Lords Kickstarter link is in the chat right now. If you're watching this afterwards, go buy Neon Lords because it's the shit. It's the best game. Roll of Fate is also awesome. I can't wait to play.
Especially if you like the collectors. If you're into
collecting cards, like Noah is, who is a backer.
I have not purchased the entire starter set for Disney Lorcana. I don't know what you're talking about.
When you get those in, can we do an unpacking show for that, actually?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Because I'm actually interested in Lorcana. I don't know why I'm not going to buy it, but I want to see it. I want to see how it plays.
I bought all 3 starter decks, the starter set, and a booster box.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What are the prices on those?
It's not that bad.
Okay. I mean, compared
It's,
to Magic, that means nothing though.
Oh, compared to Magic, it's cheap.
Okay, okay.
The starter decks I think were like $30 a piece, and then the starter set was like 50, I think.
Okay.
But it's basically what pre-con decks.
It's like Magic 5 years ago when that was like just reasonable.
Yeah, and it's there's no verbiage on there like destroy target opponent, or it's Disney-fied,
It's Disney,
so because it's for the children, but also at the same time, fuck on my Elsa deck, son. What's up? You ain't got shit, son. You ain't got
Kind of like
shit. I'm a mono white player, son, and they gave me Elsa, so you can fuck with these cards, and I'm gonna let it go, son. All right.
I really want to make a Bambi deck. I really want to make a baby deck so that she can get revenge finally. You know what I mean? Like, like I want to make a Bambi's revenge deck.
As a deer
Bambi
hunter,
revenge.
I don't like that statement.
You gotta admit that'd be a cool concept. That's all I'm saying.
That
Bambi getting the revenge would be a cool concept.
But yeah, when I get my stuff in, we'll talk about it for sure. Because I've got my commander pod. Like, they were like, God damn it, Noah, really? And I'm like, no, yeah, it's happening. They said eventually all Disney properties will be in this game. So go ahead and fuck with me. See what happens. Because I'm gonna have an Elsa deck, a Spider-Man deck, a Jack Sparrow deck, and a fucking Kylo Ren go fuck yourself deck. Like it's going down. So
it sounds like a lot of
but
money.
With that, I have to go watch wrestling.
All right, I'll see you guys.
It's time.
Outro.
To steal from WWE because they never copyright strike anybody. This has been Degenerates with Dice, Monday Night's talk show, or Monday Night's RPG talk show, because then, now, and forever together, because that's what we are. Joe and I are actually still gonna work that wrestling thing out. It's probably not gonna happen until after the wedding. I'm just saying.
And also for the copyright thing, I'll talk to you about it afterwards. We'll have to figure something out. But we'll have to
I think I know how to get around it.
Okay.
I think I do, because we just call it a parody, and then it's covered. But we have to mute everything. Yeah. But I don't care, because everybody's coming to check our commentary, not Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler's. Jerry Lawler couldn't commentate his way out of a wet paper bag.
We'll get into that later. We'll see you guys next week. We're here every week. Twas
same
fun.
bet
Monday night.
Same bet channel.
Yeah.
Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m.
If
Texas.
you're in a real time zone.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you.
All right, night, guys.